What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to juice up the Shopify store that we worked on in the last video. At the end of the last video, I mentioned something called CRO, or conversion rate optimization. If you are new to setting up an e-commerce store or running a fashion brand, you probably have never heard of that before. Essentially, all that means is optimizing the website through aesthetic and plugins and buttons and text to increase the chance that someone trusts the brand and makes a purchase. It's currently Saturday, and over the last couple days I've been working on this, and I think it's come a long way. We're moving along with this fake brand concept called Sugar Baby. I made one pretty big change here. This is no longer called the skater dress. This is now called the sporty dress. I think it's more on brand. There's nothing skater or skate culture about this brand. So I think calling something the skater dress would be doing that almost ironically, and I didn't think that was the vibe. So I changed this to the sporty dress. I removed the featured in Hype Bay banner. Just didn't look right. Wasn't formatted properly. Now I have these nice even squares here. These are actually portraits. So I have these squares here with the Sugar Baby motto. Play hard, look sweet. Some lifestyle imagery. And we have a vertical video here on the left that auto plays. I'm in the editor, so it's not gonna autoplay all the time. And then a catalog image for that product on the right. This vertical video you see here on the left side is from a prototype or an earlier version of this product before we changed the fabric to scuba and before we changed the neckline to polo and the lining to a light blue color. But I figured just for the sake of this demo, I would throw it in here because I want to make it clear that I would put a vertical video here, especially for the demographic and this style of garment. Having a vertical video here is super fire. And it's going to really connect with Gen Z because they're used to that scrolling experience. So when we go to mobile and we're scrolling, and then we see this nice portrait-sized vertical video as if you're scrolling on Reels or TikTok. It's not quite 9:16, but it looks better this way. So if you were on your phone, you could see the video and the catalog photo right underneath it within the fold. And below that, we have some customer reviews. I just came up with some generic names and I put in our UGC style content that we mocked up a couple videos ago. So the cutest sporty set ever. I love it, and so do my girlfriends, by Sarah Amanda. So cute, OMG, GGGG by Jenny. I wear the sporty dress to tennis and brunch, so perf by Alexis Rebecca. Then I also made some changes to the product pages, so they look like this now. I have the tagline and the benefits here at the top, and then a size chart directly underneath that. And I added these collapsible tabs for fit advice, product details, care instructions, shipping and returns. So I think it's really important to have all this information on the website. Again, fit advice, product details, care instructions, shipping and returns. All of that underneath the size chart, and the size chart is underneath the benefits headline and sub headline. So play hard, look sweet is the headline. Sub headline is a love letter to retro center court glam. Think Y2K crush meets modern pickup game. This dress aces brunch, rallies, and rooftop after hours without an outfit change. So now this is way more professional than before. Below that, we have some nice lifestyle imagery in a slideshow. Then we have our UGC content. I think we can actually add now the reviews from the home page and add them to the product page. So we had scrolling text, and then we had text columns with images. Let's go back to the product page template, scroll down, then we'll put in, here's the image split. So before the image split, we will add scrolling text, and it will say Customer reviews, mobile font scale 1, desktop font scale 1. See how that looks. Mobile font scale 1 looks good. Let's go back to desktop. I think it needs to be bigger on desktop. Let's turn this up to 2. See how that looks. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so now we have our customer reviews section. And let's turn this into something else. So I'm going to hide this for now. Let's add a section. Text columns with images. There we go. This is what we want. Then we'll put in our customer review photos, just like on the home page. So that's 1. Here's 2. And then here's 3. We'll change the text to our customer reviews from the home page. So there's Sarah, Amanda. Here's Jenny. And Alexis, Rebecca. Nice. Now we have our customer reviews on the product page, and we can actually put these above the lifestyle images underneath. Let's put it actually underneath the main buy box and product images. So now we have the top of the page, sporty dress, price, pay in 4 interest fee installments, headline, subheadline, benefits, size chart, fit advice, product details, care instructions, shipping and returns, all product catalog images on the left, customer reviews scrolling banner, UGC style images with the testimonial text for the reviews, then lifestyle images in a slideshow, and that is it for our product page. We'll press save. I've taken this website now pretty far. It's optimized for mobile. It has really nice product imagery. It has great product copy, size charts, all of the necessary information for the product to establish trust with the customer reviews, and then lifestyle content. Very solid. However, I want to make sure I do not leave any loose ends. So what I actually did for my own website, Pathos of Things, which looks like this, is I did a full audit with a custom trained ChatGPT that scanned my website with me. I fed it all the information about my website, about my products, about the way it's set up, about the section, about my layout, about all of the copy I used. I don't know if I said that already, but all the text on this that you see on the screen, as well as my about page and all the product pages. I did that full audit here in this actual exact chat. So I have this chat. I'm going to read it with you. I'm going to show you what I did. And then I created a new custom project with a really baller system prompt that's in XML format. So we can do a full audit, like a full conversion rate optimization or CRO audit on the Sugar Baby website that I've been building. But before I just jump headfirst into that and a bunch of people have no context or get lost really quickly, I think it's really important that I show you what I did before for a real brand and not just an AI brand. This is my brand, Pathos of Things. None of the images you see here or that I showed you on my website are AI generated. These are all real images with real models. So like and subscribe for that, as it helps me out so much. Hit the bell icon so you get a notification every time I upload. All right, here's the chat. First and foremost, O3 is activated. Most people use 4O, thinking that, oh, the number's bigger, that's the smarter one. That's not the case, unfortunately. I don't know what they're doing with their naming. I know the people at OpenAI make memes about it. They're aware that the names are super awkward and confusing. But all you need to know is that O3 currently, as of July 26th, 2025, is the most powerful OpenAI model. I sent ChatGPT O3 a bunch of images from my website. I just took screenshots of the product pages with the official product images for my catalog, as well as the all products shop now page, product details, including a size chart, and my care instructions and shipping and returns policy. What do you know? That's exactly what we put together on this Sugar Baby product page. So yeah, all I did was copy and paste all of the info, or take screenshots of all the info on the product page for my website, and I put it into ChatGPT, and I said this: I have a 3-product capsule coming out in 3 weeks for Pathos of Things. ChatGPT has some knowledge in its memory base already, so it knows that I am Chris, and it knows that Pathos of Things is my brand. I went on to say, let's focus on optimizing my Shopify website for conversion rate for the upcoming drop. I need you to create a comprehensive checklist that I can follow to make sure I have everything that I need set up on my Shopify store before the release, so I'm completely prepared. I already have a comprehensive Shopify setup with an updated website, updated copy, and updated product info. I also have beautiful imagery, photos, and videos from a professional content shoot. I want you to have as much context as possible so that way you can best assist me with various queries moving forward. You should ask me clarifying questions in order for you to get the full picture before making any assumptions about my position. Then, once enough context is established and I have the checklist, we will go through the checklist together one by one. ChatGPT updated this to its saved memory and gave me the breakdown, starting with the situation analysis. It identified that I already have the strong visual assets, polished product copy, updated Shopify backend, and I want organic sellout with no paid ads. It broke down conversion rate by first principles. So this is good. I like to do systems thinking, first principles thinking, where you break down a really complex concept into a bunch of different components so you can see the full picture. Conversion rate is a function of trust, clarity, desire, and ease. The site must feel credible and premium instantly. No confusion or friction in navigating, sizing, or checkout. The product must feel exclusive, desirable, and urgent. An instant purchasability on both desktop and mobile is a must, making it extremely easy for people to buy something that they want and have full knowledge about and trust the brand. That's pretty powerful. Next, critical variables isolated: site speed and mobile performance, add to cart, checkout, user experience, product page optimization, conversion trust signals, launch urgency and drop hype, inventory sync and fulfillment, email and SMS flows, post-purchase experience. Okay, so it has all the context that it needs. It is fully aware of my situation. And then it put together a solution architecture, which is just a fancy way of saying the checklist in order to reach my goal. The checklist includes technical/site health, which includes a mobile and desktop speed check, mobile responsiveness test, checkout test, various payment methods tested, and cart recovery settings confirmed. So you have emails and or text messages going out to convert people that abandon their cart. Next is product page optimization. All the inventory levels are correct per variant, but if you're fulfilling at home, it's really important to do a last minute check before you launch to make sure that all of the bins have the right inventory quantity and that quantity is accurately reflected in your Shopify store. The last thing you want is to sell 30 hoodies, but you actually only had 25, and then you have to refund 5 customers, and then that's just a huge pain. Next, size guide tested and visible on page. Do not launch without a size guide on your product page. Not only is it going to boost your conversion rate, but it's also going to reduce the amount of returns that you have. Returns are super annoying. Having a wrong size guide is also really bad. Don't just take some other brand size guide and put it on your website just because you need a size guide. The size guide has to be accurate. Next, photos and video optimized for load speed. The easiest way to set this up with Shopify is make sure all of your photos are 2048 by 2048 square. That's going to load the best on mobile. It works great on desktop. It looks beautiful on both desktop and mobile because the pixel density is very solid and the images load fast. So it looks good and it doesn't slow down your site. Urgency language or FOMO, like limited stock. For me, I usually do drops of 50 pieces at a time. So I let people know that I do small batches and I keep it pretty exclusive. All tabs, size and fit, product details, care, shipping, tested on mobile. So that's pretty easy to do here when you're setting up the website. All you have to do is you can just press these buttons to switch through desktop view or mobile view. And it's really important that you don't neglect the mobile view because chances are the majority of your customers are going to be shopping on mobile, especially if they come from Instagram or TikTok. So if you have a really, really awesome desktop view and it looks great and it's more fun to edit on the desktop view because the images are big and it's awesome. It looks super cool and it's woo, but then you go to mobile and then you see that everything's formatted all terribly and you didn't spend any time on mobile. You're just doing yourself a disservice because your first impression with the majority of your customers is going to be really terrible, especially if you are implementing any kind of content strategy and the majority of your traffic comes from social media. If the majority of traffic comes from social media, then the majority of your customers are going to be shopping on mobile. That's just how it is. So you need to make sure that you are editing in the mobile view constantly to make sure that the experience is as streamlined and clean as possible. Next big category in the checklist, homepage and site navigation. Homepage hero updated to match new drop, clear call to action CTA above the fold. Shop page filters, products are accurate. Header and footer nav reviewed, no dead links. Hype launch mechanics is the next big chunk. Coming soon countdown or banner activated, email signups redirected to Klaviyo or Beehive. That's something we'll cover in one of the next couple videos where we go into email flows and linking our email marketing provider to our Shopify store. We can worry about hype and launch mechanics in a later video. Next big category, backend/operations. Inventory synced and locked in with Pietra. So like I said, that's something that I handle with a 3PL. If you are working with a 3PL, they're going to be communicating with you constantly over email or phone or Zoom. And they'll make sure your inventory is synced and locked in with you on some kind of meeting before you open up your Shopify site. They'll also walk you through setting up the SKUs and the shipping review and the shipping rules. Pietra has a specific return policy, so I just copied and pasted that into my website. And then I added this make a return button. So when someone's on the site and they come up to the navigation and they press this make a return right here, and this is in the Sugar Baby demo store as well, there's this big link that says click here to make a return, and then all of the return and shipping info is here on this page. When someone presses click here to make a return, it then takes them to the Pietra page where the customer can put in their order number and their shipping zip code, and then Pietra basically walks them through the rest of the process. It's pretty painless. And they handle all the order notification emails as well. Then ChatGPT asked me a bunch of questions about my plan. I answered all of ChatGPT's questions, like what apps I use for email marketing, if I have a password page, if I'm working with any influencers. Then ChatGPT said, perfect, you're in a strong position. You have the full backend and product setup, inventory live and synced, Klaviyo reactivation with email flows handled, organic content strategy as primary traffic source, no SMS or launch countdown yet, and password page is active, but I plan to remove it. So the reason why I said this is because I needed to get a new phone number in order to activate SMS marketing. I didn't want to use my main personal cell phone number, and I didn't have a business phone number anymore, so I needed to get one. And I told the chat, hey, I'm going to get that. We'll come back to it. And then I also said that I wanted to remove the password page, keep the page live, but then keep the products as coming soon. So people could still explore the website and submit and sign up for the email list and then do the drop that way. So that way the site wasn't locked. At least that was my idea at the time. And then the chat gave me an updated checklist with a bunch of things to do, like do a mobile and desktop speed check, mobile responsiveness test, checkout test, Shop Pay, Apple Pay, GPay working, cart recovery setup confirmed, full product page optimization checklist. I needed to make sure the images and videos were optimized for load speed. This was before I converted everything to a 2048 by 2048 square. Homepage and site nav were all good. I had to fix a bunch of my hype and launch mechanics. Like I didn't have a countdown or a banner activated there. But I was getting traffic to my site, so that was a missed opportunity. Should have had something live that said, drop is coming in 25 days or whatever it was. I was capturing emails using Klaviyo. I had a freelancer setting up my email marketing for me based on my plan just to save time. I'm still waiting on them to send me the confirmed full welcome flow and drop email sequence. But pretty much all my backend and operations were set up. My return policy was clear. My shipping rules were accurate. All my SKUs matched Shopify's backend, which matched Pietra, and because all the inventory was synced to Pietra. And then I needed to confirm a few things about the post-purchase flow, like if I had an upsell call to action, if the thank you page was optimized, and if the email confirmation was clean. I fixed a bunch of those things. I took screenshots of my website performance, and I gave an outline of my content posting plan for TikTok and Instagram. ChatGPT saved that to its memory, said, you're almost fully dialed. Let's wrap implementation gaps and sharpen your organic content funnel for max conversion. The screenshot of the loading speed I sent was excellent. The interactivity, or INP, was 40 milliseconds, which is excellent. And the layout shift was fine. I didn't really need to fix it, but I think if I add a lot more products and content to this site, I'll probably need to work on this. ChatGPT said no need to touch performance. Your user experience and speed are better than 90% of direct-to-consumer brands, so that's really awesome. That made me feel really good. Then here are a bunch of things that are fires that I needed to put out. I needed to incorporate a hero call to action button above the fold. I think the text said new drop. I can pull up a screenshot of what I actually sent here. It just said new drop in the middle, which is not a very strong headline. ChatGPT said that new drop is too passive. I need to replace it with a stronger call to action like P2 capsule now live, shop before it's gone. I needed to add more FOMO or urgency hooks. At the time, I had free same-week shipping in the US as the dynamic urgency banner or the scrolling text along the top of the page. It suggested that I cycle copy that induces FOMO, like saying the capsule is selling fast, limited sizes left, and then have my free shipping value proposition after. And it says free same-week shipping in the US. Use a Shopify theme app like Announcement Bar and Countdown Timer. That works if you're using something like the Dawn theme or another free theme, but I am using a custom version of the baseline premium theme, and the scrolling announcement bar is included in the theme. Product page copy updates. I needed to inject urgency into 3 spots, like only a few pieces left in each size, this item will not be restocked. Or above the cart button, moving fast, check your size while it's still available. There are also apps I could implement, but I decided not to go with this, like a low stock counter app, which will show text on the product page like only 3 left in size L. And they might have something that's like dynamic and updates with your store, but this was for the beginning while launch, so I had full stock. I wasn't about to be like, I only have 2 left on like the first day, you know what I mean? Unless I was actually selling that many, but I didn't end up selling out on the first day. So having a Shopify app with a low stock counter for the beginning of the drop didn't feel very authentic. So then I'm not going to keep reading this. I could read this whole thing, honestly, for an hour or two. But basically, I went back and forth with it, checking all these things off the list. As you can see, all of these green check marks here are all of the different things I needed to check off as I completed them. I'm about halfway through, and it said I was 85% complete. I took this whole chat, and I fed it into a new chat, and we built a system prompt to recreate this workflow or audit or experience for any type of brand, regardless of the niche. So you, the viewer at home, can try this for yourself. I'm now going to go through that CRO or conversion rate optimization audit with the Sugar Baby website. And if you want to try this for yourself, all my AI tools, Notion templates, whiteboards, workflows, and more are in the Fashion Brand Vault Pro, which you can see here. This is the classroom, and we have a really awesome community. It's pretty small and tight right now of just 13 members. But if you're a beginner and you don't want to pay, feel free to join the free Fashion Brand Vault. We're now at almost 700 members. And there are a bunch of free tools and PDFs and whiteboards in here for beginners as well. So I have my new project here. We have our system prompt in XML format. And I'm going to use this same exact prompt as my starting point. This prompt that you're looking at here, and if you're just listening and you're not looking at the screen right now, what I'm talking about is the prompt that I initially used to start the chat with ChatGPT 03 for my Pathos of Things website. I'm going to use that prompt that started this whole chat as our starting point for our new Sugar Baby audit. So I'm going to copy and paste that in here. And now I need to edit the text to make it specific to Sugar Baby. So let's put, this is for a hypothetical practice, creative direction, brand build in parentheses. Then I'll say, I have a 3-product capsule coming out in 3 weeks for Sugar Baby. Let's focus on optimizing my Shopify website for conversion rate for the upcoming drop. I need you to create a comprehensive checklist that I can follow to make sure I have everything that I need set up on my Shopify store before the release, so I'm completely prepared to have no hiccups and sell out as fast as possible. I already have a comprehensive Shopify setup with an updated website, updated copy, and updated product info. I also have beautiful imagery, photos, and videos from a professional content shoot. I want you to have as much context as possible so that way you can best assist me with various queries moving forward. You should ask me clarifying questions in order for you to get the full picture before making any assumptions about my position. Then once enough context is established and I have the checklist, we will go through the checklist together one by one. Gonna press send. I switched it to O3. Make sure if you have the Plus plan or the Pro plan, make sure O3 is enabled. So it thought for 11 seconds and then said, situation, Sugar Baby's 3-product capsule drops in 3 weeks. Before I draft the full CRO checklist, I need hard data on the key launch variables. Hit me with precise answers, no guesswork. 1, exact launch date. 2, current Shopify theme. 3, email tool in use. 4, SMS platform. 5, inventory on hand for each SKU. Fire back with the details, then I'll drop the full conversion ready checklist. Let's say 1, exact launch date. Let's say August 29th. So 8, 29, 25. That's a Friday. We could say Pacific time zone / Los Angeles. 2, current Shopify theme, baseline, most recent version. 3, email tool and use Klaviyo. 4, SMS platform, Klaviyo. 5, inventory on hand for each SKU. 50 pieces per SKU, 150 pieces total. And that's it. Let's fire that off and see what it says. All right, nice. This is very professional. This is about as professional as you're going to get with a conversion rate optimization agency or specialist. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of CRO agencies are using really robust system prompts like the one that I created in XML format. And those agencies charge thousands of dollars per month, but you get it for basically free if you sign up for FBV Pro. So yeah, it's time to really level it up. Site health, task, verify no index tags removed, password page disabled. So yeah, we'll disable the password page. Before we disable the password page, I actually want to show you how that works. So shout out Josh Dankers. Josh, if you're watching this, thanks for watching all these months, man, and commenting and for all your support. It's super simple to set up a password page. When you're in the Shopify editor, all you got to do is click this middle button here. It's usually on homepage by default, and then scroll down to password. And this is the Sugar Baby password page for the brand I've been building. There's the logo and an email sign-up box. I have scrolling text here for the date of the next drop, and then I just have product image photography from the carousel and a scrolling slideshow. Next, we need to check if Shopify payments and PayPal are activated. I'm not going to test the transaction because this is not a real brand, but I did this for my own brand. And I know for a fact Shopify payments are already set up and installed on this test brand website. You can see that here. We're right under the price and the title for the product. On the product page, you can see here it says paid for interest-free installments of $35 with Shop Pay. So that's a native Shopify thing that allows users to pay in installments. Pretty handy. Google Analytics and Metapixel, we're going to set that up when we are in the ads videos. Speed audit, this is easy to do with Shopify. Your Shopify homepage tells you this, and it will give you a rating like good or bad or could be better. If you're having issues with your Shopify page speed, it's probably because your images are not formatted properly. What do I mean by that? Okay, so this is Figma, right? This is where I format all of my images. You can also use Canva, you can use Photoshop, doesn't really matter. But this frame is exactly, as you can see here where my mouse is moving, this frame is exactly 2048 by 2048. And all of the images here for the product pages are the same dimensions. So nothing on your website looks wonky or weird. The formatting is always going to be consistent, and the site is always going to load quickly. If you are uploading a frame that's 3 or 4 times the size and you don't even realize because you don't understand pixel density and how this works, you're likely uploading images to your Shopify site that are freaking huge, that are so big and they take forever to load, and they bring the rest of the site down in speed. They kill your site speed. And then also the consistency is off because you might have one image that's super zoomed in or stretched out to fill space, and you might have another image that's like way big, and then when you upload it to your website, it looks way bigger than the rest of the photos, and that's just kind of weird. And even subconsciously for the customer, they're going to be like, even if they don't realize right away, like, oh, that product image is bigger than the other product images, something subconsciously is just going to look off to them, and that's going to kill your conversion rates and make it harder for the customer to trust you. Okay, next for product pages, task, variant selector. Size chart is modal and only X left dynamic stock counter. So if we go here, we don't have any variants, there's just one color. And I gotta put the sizes in. I'll just do single variant mode. You can do that here in the product pages editor. For only X left dynamic stock counter, remember I said we're not going to do that for the beginning of the drop. We'll maybe add that in later down the line as the drop starts to sell. Price anchoring, MSRP strike through, or bundle savings note. So I don't want to do an MSRP strike through for this, at least not yet, until we're running sales. I don't want people to come to the site for the first time and then be like, oh, this is on sale, and then immediately associate the brand with a sale. That's going to dilute the brand value. So we went through a whole process in another video breaking down how to properly price this. I don't want to mess with that. We just dialed the pricing in. I don't want to be like, oh, this actually isn't 140, it's actually 115 and it's on sale. Like, you don't want to just be running sales right away. 3 benefit bullets above fold. Yes, we have that. We have 4 benefit bullets above fold on mobile and on desktop. So that's awesome. All good there. Lifestyle studio image mix. Yep. So we have UGC and lifestyle and studio image mix. So killing it there. Review widget stub, leave a review, CTA active, pre-launch. So we have our review widgets here, customer reviews. The only thing I don't have set up here in the demo build is a place where someone can click and place their own review. That's actually really easy to set up with the app embeds. And I have it set up here because I already have this app. All you got to do is download it and turn on Judge Me reviews. And then when you are back in these sections, you can add an app section for Judge Me reviews, like a review widget. And that review widget looks something like this. When you have customers actually submitting real reviews, like I have real reviews on my Pathos site, and I use the Judge Me review widget. So if you're taking notes, again, that app is called judge.me, and it allows you to put your reviews directly on your website. Next, homepage and navigation. Hero banner plus single CTA shop capsule. Let's check that out by going back to the homepage. Here we go. Welcome to Sugar Baby. Free shipping on orders over $150. Shop now. That's mobile. Let's check out desktop. Yes, above the fold. Perfect. Announcement bar, countdown plus free shipping in the US over $99. I believe we're doing free shipping on orders over $150. But we can add some kind of FOMO or urgency to this. Let's put some kind of countdown. Welcome to Sugar Baby. Next drop in 10 days. Free shipping on orders over 150. Okay, we can make the speed a little bit faster. So now we've added some urgency. We're planning this as if it's pre-drop. We'll press save. Nav trim to 5 items max, about, size guide, and footer only. So the nav is 3 items max. We have shop, about, and make a return. And then a cart on the and then we have a cart on the right side. So really it's 4 items max if you include the cart. And we have trust badges here below the footer at the bottom of the page. So that's it for homepage and nav. Launch mechanics, early access list segmented in Klaviyo. That's something we will talk about in the email flows video. But we do have our password page set up like I showed you before. Next section of the checklist is backend and operations. Fulfillment locations and shipping profiles are synced. So this is easy to do with Pietra if you're using a 3PL. If you're self-fulfilling at home, you're going to just need to decide when you're going to ship your orders or go to the post office and ship your orders manually. Inventory buffer set to 3 units per SKU. That's not super high impact or important, but it just relieves some future headaches so you don't oversell. Return policy page linked in footer plus inbox QR code label automated. But that's a cool little idea. I think that's kind of low impact, but doesn't hurt. Definitely would help. I showed you guys the return page, and that policy is also on the product pages now. Post-purchase upsell offer in Reconvert. That's interesting that it suggested a third-party application. Reconvert is an app that you can add to your Shopify store that adds a whole bunch of features for the post-purchase upsell. So it's like if someone buys a hat, you can then be like, hey, that hat will go great with this t-shirt. Do you want to buy this t-shirt at a discount? But Reconvert is a great app. Here it is, the best Shopify upsell app for bigger, better orders. And if you want to see it on the official Shopify store, this is the official page for Reconvert. There is a free plan. I believe I was on the upsell basic plan when I used it. Email order alerts active for first 50 orders. That's something you set up either with Shopify emails or with Klaviyo. I use Klaviyo personally. I recommend that you use this custom GPT and do a conversion rate optimization run or quick audit. It'll take about an hour for your own brand, just so you can dial in a bunch of things and then also get feedback or another perspective from the AI. So you can see what's working, what's strong, what can be cleaned up, and you'll also really start to develop your eye for website building and building with themes. Like, I'm not custom coding this, right? We're not learning how to become software engineers or web developers. We're just using basic tools to their fullest to maximize our efficiency and how much money we make with our fashion brands in the least amount of time possible. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know exactly when I post again. If you want all of my AI tools, prompts, Notion templates, online course material, and more, join the Fashion Brand Vault Pro. Link is in the description. If you're more of a beginner and you just want a free starter kit or a free online course, join the Fashion Brand Vault free group. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover in a future video, please leave a comment and I'll see you in the next one.